I'm out here in Miami looking for the Gucci Daddy. No, just hey y'all, welcome to my channel. It's first YouTube video. So yeah, thank you for stopping by. Pretty sure you stopped by because of the title, which I don't even know what I'm naming this yet. I just know it's gonna be something along the lines of tips and tricks, advice on moving out of state alone, and maybe some preparations to help you do great on your journey that God has sent you on. Yeah, it's one of those channels. So be prepared. But I first would like to say, mentally prepare yourself for this journey. It's only so much you really can do, but just know you're not gonna have it fully together. It's not gonna be fully in the bag. This is kind of for my girlies or my guys that are on a budget when moving, or just want to be budget friendly when moving, or just want the best tips and tricks on what you need to move by yourself, all alone. No. So number one, I will say, do your research. When you learn where you want to go and where you're deciding that God has led you to, I would definitely say do your research. Research the cost of living. Research, different areas where you may want to live, or it's so many, like for example, I moved here to Kansas City. It's a lot bigger than what I thought. I only researched like a tiny area, and I feel like when I'm driving around going to do different like spots and area, I kind of be like, dang, I wish I knew about this place over here, because I like how that apartment look, or I like this area. It's like super like what's the word, not urban, super like diverse, and it's a lot to do in like that in particular area. Also, call around to different apartments, like, go to apartment.com or apartment finders or whatever apartment site that you are looking on to find where you want to go or live. Call around, get price ranges, see exactly what your estimates are. Also, make sure you ask them, are you guys 2 times the rent, 3 times the rent? Because that does make a huge difference and will help you navigate and guide yourself on what you need to be making with whatever job you are going to pursue. So that's definitely like a huge tip. I will be looking over here because I have like a little list just to make sure I don't miss nothing and I'm leaving y'all out or anything. But yeah, so that's kind of really important to know exactly price ranges. I also do like this thing where I calculate my bills and rent included and everything. That's something I did before I left. So I got all my bills. I always up the prices of my bills, lower the price of what my paycheck will be, or what I think I want an estimate of my paycheck to be. So we'll get into that a little bit later once we find you a job. No, but yeah, so that's tip number 1 for me. Tip number 2, I kind of got to like turn the paper. I'm sorry, y'all. It's real ghetto out here in these streets. You feel me? Real ghetto. Apply for jobs. Literally, I would say apply for jobs. A lot of times, well, for me on my journey, I actually, where I was living, I wasn't getting like any job opportunities at all. I had took a break from work for like a couple of months. I just wanted to kind of like enjoy a little bit of my 20s. So I took a break, and when I was ready to get back into the field of working, it was so hard. When I say it was extremely hard, it was hard. No one was calling me back. No one was like trying to give me the opportunity of even like getting into the job. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope that's not loud. If that is, it's my air. Kind of gonna have to deal with it for now. No, I'm just saying. But yeah, so when I started applying to jobs, I was getting calls, and I was so grateful, and I was like, yeah, so maybe this is it. So I was getting calls, getting interviews. I had a phone interview a phone interview and then like a video interview for my like second. So I guess it's a phone screening, video interview, the first one. Then the second one, I actually went out to Kansas City. I have never been to Kansas City before, so I was like, I might as well. They were definitely like, no, we could have did a virtual video. So that's why I'm telling you now, do not lie on the resume. It's okay to let them know, I do not live here. I used to think that jobs wouldn't really get back to me because I had Little Rock, because that's where I moved from. I had Little Rock on my resume, but actually they were very understanding that I did live out of state. The only questions they really had was, what's bringing you to Kansas City, or why do you want to move here, and things like that. And I'm like, I just wanted to move here. In reality, it's like God brought me here. He told me it's my time to go there. But anyways, so yeah. So do not lie on your resume. And once again, a lot of times jobs are very understanding. A lot of people are trying to move. A lot of people are trying to, like, you know, find new places to resign. So you're not the only one. You're not an eyeball. They're not gonna not respond to you. You might get more responses. Who knows? Okay, so sorry for the cut. Clearly me and my ear was about to fight. Is it about to come on again? I know it's hot outside, but dang, no. But yeah, so let's move on to number 3. Yeah, so once you found yourself a job and you're like, yeah, I'm definitely moving here, like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Good old apartments. Apartments can be so tricky sometimes, y'all. Like, I be struggling. No, I'm just like, no, but yeah, so I would just say definitely try to look for an apartment that is 1 month free. So the thing about the 1 month free apartments, a lot of times you have to actually move in like the first of that month to get that month free that you are planning to move. Oh wait, hold on, can we go back to the job real quick? One thing I also learned, if they want you, they're willing to do what needs to be done. So it kind of ties into the apartment. So for example, let's say I moved here March 1st. The lady who I talked to that told me I got the job was like, hey, you know, they really like you. Can you start, I think it was like February 27th or something, or 26th. And I was like, since I have to move and everything, can we do like March 6th? And she was like, yeah, of course. Like, you know, a lot, like when I say people are very understanding, especially in this day and age, sometimes depending on where you move, it might be a different story. But for me, it was kind of like smooth. Everything was like aligning with what needed to be aligned. And so like, sorry, I'm like, I don't know why I'm like moving, but ADHD. Okay, serious. Focus. But no, so yeah, a lot of times jobs are understanding. They know you gotta move. Like, moving is not easy, especially if they move. If you're one of those companies with it, you always get kind of lucky. I feel sometimes like you get the manager that's like super understanding. Like, yeah, I moved from Kentucky like a year or two ago. It was so hard, so they be getting it. Also, it don't hurt to sometimes ask for a higher price on your job. So I'm so sorry I went back to number 2, but like, this is just, hey, things that I learned. Because I remember I used to be so scared to be like, because I know what I deserve, you know? So I used to be so scared to like tell somebody or tell a job like, oh, I want this amount because I'm worth that amount. So like me moving here, they gave me a price and I was like, after me like going over my budget and everything, that won't work. I would need about this amount. And at that point she was like, okay, perfect. I don't know if they gave her a price range in general, like in advance, but she was so cool with it. Like, she was just like, okay, yeah, perfect, we can like rearrange that for you, blah blah blah, this and the third. And so that also, because I do have a lot of experience, I am in banking. So I've been in banking for 4 years now. Oh, well, it's coming up 4 years in August, but so 3 going on 4 years. But anywho, so yeah, do the math, figure out the age. No, plan. I don't know what's wrong with me. But yeah, so now back to 3. Now we're on 3, which is the apartment situation. So that being said, you know, try to push it back if you can with the job. Now, don't go back and forth with the job like, oh, this and the third, but just like kind of elaborate and let them know like, hey, you know, I would prefer to move or start work this day rather than this day or whatever the case is. So with 3, try to move in by the 1st. A lot of times that's what qualifies you for first month rent off. Every apartment isn't like that. You kind of got to search and find an apartment that actually allows the first month free deal. Or some of them do like no deposit and no security deposit. What is it? Security deposit, application fees. That's what it is. Some of them take that off, but you still gotta pay rent. And like I said, like with me, I was like thinking, like trying to think as logical as possible. Like I'm moving out of state with literally little to no money. Like I gotta think smart and not quick and fast. You know, like I know a lot of times that I would be impulsively like moving, and it's like, no, slow down, let's really think about this. Yeah, you want to move, but let's move smart so you can make sure that you're setting yourself up for success and not failure. And it'll all work out at the end of the day. It's all gonna come together, especially if it's in God's plan, you know. So, and he's always on our side, even if we decide to move forward without him. Like, not saying don't do that, do not do that at all, but I'm just saying, like, you know, he's a homie. Like, okay, why did I say that? Anyway, you know what I mean. He's our father. So he my homie. He my bestie. But yeah, so try to do that first month free. And if you are having trouble finding those type of deals, getting half off rent, because some people might have, you know, a little something where they can put towards rent. Even finding a half off rent for your first month would be amazing, a great deal. You know, I'm just more like, you know, save as much money as possible. I'm team save money, okay? So, and if you are having trouble with that, like finding an apartment that is 1 month free, try to look for like a free leasing agent or a company that is contracted by apartments to like promote their leasings. So that's what I did when I was moving to Kansas City. I actually was on TikTok looking at like different apartments out here and came across this company called Core Team KC, and she was amazing. Of course, I had to pray for somebody genuine and someone understanding that would actually give me the best advice that I need. Sorry if y'all hear that dog barking. Taylor, it's real ghetto out here. No, I'm just playing. Okay, let me stop saying I'm just playing. Y'all will learn my sense of humor if y'all keep watching. I'm different. But me and that dog finna fight. I'm team dogs. I like dogs from afar. But why you yelling? Like, you normally quiet. Why today you barking? But but yeah, so where was I going with this? I'm so sorry. Oh yeah, Core Team Casey. So yeah, I feel like this is gonna be like raw and uncut. Y'all seeing my ADHD at this finest right now, but I'm like butterfly, squirrel. Like, focus, just get through the video. I'm really being myself right now. But yeah, so try to find like, oh, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I went through TikTok and I found this company called Core Team KC. I basically was praying to God, like, please allow this person to be honest and genuine. And that's what she was. Like, I kid you not. She asked me all the things I wanted in an apartment, the no's, the things I'm okay with putting up with, the absolutely what I need in an apartment. And she sent me a list. I would tell her like, oh, I like this one, this one, this one. And she'd be like, okay, let's break down these apartments so we can find which one you really, really want. And like one of the apartments, for example, I remember she told me, she was like, I should have turned off my ear. It just kicked back on. That's what I get for playing, doing all that extra talking. So sorry if y'all hear it again. But she was like, you know, I'm gonna be honest, that apartment is super small. And for what you want, the square footage, how you stressed to me, like you don't want something below like, well, I have a 2-bedroom. So when I was looking for one, I was telling her 1 or 2 bedroom. With the 1 bedroom, I definitely didn't want anything under 600. I didn't want anything under 700 because I've had apartments that small and I did not like it. Like, it wasn't what I wanted. So her listening to me really helped. What else? Now, where I went wrong, I didn't see my apartment until the day I was signing my lease, which was less than 24 hours until I moved in. Do y'all research reviews? I'm telling y'all, like, once you find the apartment that you want. Oh wait, I'm so sorry, y'all. One more thing before I get into the whole review thing. Deposits. Be prepared if you do have to put down a deposit. If your credit is not all that great, it will increase the deposit. Okay, now back to reviews. Make sure you dig. So the apartment I lived in, it was very low-key. They weren't on like apartment.coms or nothing. They strictly went through core team to do their promoting their apartment. And so there wasn't really any reviews or anything of that sort that really could help me. Whole time I just didn't dig deep enough, because there are reviews on this apartment, which I wish I saw in advance. But let me tell you, everything is temporary. So next year I'm gonna be in a different apartment. Just know that. I'm being very honest and truthful, but this is why I'm telling you, like, for real, do your research, because I don't want you in a predicament of being in an apartment for 12 months and hating it. So, like, try to do as much research as possible. Let me tell you, CIA agent? CISA? What is it? Y'all know what I'm saying. I'm a pro now. I know what to look for, how far to dig. You can send it to me. I would dig for you. I would be like, heck no, don't do that one. Don't do that apartment. Throw it away. But yeah, so which, like I said, I did it for the most part. It was just different because normally I can go to the apartment and look on site, but that's why you just have a great agent that can do that for you, so you can dodge, you know, bad apartments or bad management or things like that. But yeah, so that concludes this video. Hopefully this helped. I do have like other tips on what to do, you know, before moving out, because I moved out at 19. For my parents, I really didn't have to, but I chose to. And I know some people, their case is a lot different, but I don't ever mind sharing those tips. Y'all let me know at the bottom. I will be happy to share what tips I did to move out on my own, even like before I moved to Kansas City, because that was a nice little up-down journey for me, but I prepared for a good year. Like, it was so good. It was so nice. But yeah, love y'all. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment. I want to engage. I like meeting new people. If you in KC, what's up? What it do? But bye, y'all. Thank you.